Podcast and 1130 Entertainment presents Beyond 1130.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome everyone to episode 8, the season finale episode, you guys, of Beyond 1130. Yes, you guys, it's Thursday. We here, grown folks are talking or about to be talking, man, for real. Sort of like therapy. We've been saying it over the last couple of weeks, man. These 8 weeks, man, I spoke about it before. It had just, really flew by, man. It's really been awesome. I thank everyone for tuning in throughout the entire season of Beyond 1130. Every guest that I have had on, let me get it right. Every guest that been on the show, from my guy Brian B, Harley, Charnel, George Warren, Gator, Helen, you name it. I just thank everyone for being a part of Beyond 1130 on this season, man. Really, really dope, for real. But if this is your first time tuning in to Beyond 1130, or to the 1130 podcast, definitely do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button down below, you guys. Yes, man, we live here on the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, the 1130 podcast Facebook, X, Twitter. I mean, you all know it, man. Instagram, all that good stuff. So it's going to be definitely a great vibe, great show on this week's episode of Beyond 1130. We ain't going to waste no more time, man. We're going to bring on the panel for real. First and foremost, the therapist, the no bullshit therapist, you guys. Chanel, how's it going?
Going good. You know what I'm
Going
saying?
good, going good. Hey, I know. This is
Happy
this
to
has
be
been
here.
fun. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's been fun over the last couple of weeks, and also I have Harley that's joining in right now. What's going on, Harley?
You're on mute.
Yeah, your mic is muted.
I'm back. Boom. Hey y'all.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How's everything?
Good. It's a good day. It's a busy day. I've been on camera the last 4 hours.
The last
Well, I
4 hours
had
you was
clients,
on TikTok and Instagram.
from 9 this morning to just before the show. Like back to
Busy,
back.
I earned it.
And
Uh-huh.
also my guy, the host of the Beeline Entertainment LLC, my boy Brian B. What's
Brian
going on, Mr.
B.
Homie?
What up, y'all? I'm back at it. Hope y'all like
Hey.
my new style. I'm about to bring
Fly,
these
bro. You
glasses
look
came.
fly.
These glasses came with this UV light. I got a UV light today off of
What?
Amazon, and I don't know. It's interesting, man. Makes everything look all crazy, but it says you can't look at it, directly or whatever.
Okay. I will
Hmm.
burn your retina or something.
Yeah, jack you up. What's
Hey.
good? It's good.
Hey
What's
man,
good?
this been a fun ride, like I was just saying a few moments ago. Over the last couple of 8 weeks, I appreciate you guys vibing with me and everyone who's watching and listening, man. It's been a great vibe, man. To start off this week's show, man, just you guys got something you guys want to talk about or whatever, because I'll bring up a topic, but we sort of dive off into it and get to something else. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, man.
Oh,
Before
wait. We
we
need to rule some things. Mm, I
I
don't know.
always
They
got something.
good
I always got
stuff.
something I'm looking at or watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's something interesting? I know we've been getting a little deep in here recently,
Mm-hmm.
but have y'all saw what happened with the boxer Ryan Garcia?
No.
No, that sounds
You
familiar.
you know who What do you guys know who Ryan Garcia is? At one point, he was on Facebook, Instagram. He was all that shit. He was really fast. Like he had his phone, fucking just really really fast. He was a young kid for a while. Then he got into boxing, and recently he just had some shit happened, yo. He had a couple fights. The last time he fought, what's his name? Uh, the dude who that kid, bro. What the fuck is Javante? Not Javante
Oh,
Wild.
Tarsha Davis?
Yeah, Javante Davis. I think that's his name. Tank.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He fought him. I think that's the guy. But and he got hit in the liver and went down on one knee. Anyway, apparently he started going off his rocker, or at least they're saying that
Saying
he's
that,
going off
right.
his rocker.
Right.
But
Mm.
he came out and said a whole bunch of shit about a ritual that they performed on him, and about a lot of people like like public people, I'll say that
Yeah.
were like doing these rituals on kids, and it was fucking crazy. But
Wow.
yeah, it's been a pretty popular topic, but a lot of videos are being taken down about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that shit was
You
really
must be
crazy,
telling
yo.
some
I was
truth.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was about the like. I don't want this fucking video to get shadow banned or anything,
All right.
but it's really
Be
interesting, man.
creative
Like
in your
talk about
wording.
yeah. If you know anything about like Bohemian Grove and this was hot. This is
Soul
hot.
work, man. I be telling
I,
people soul work is different. Like certain
Yeah.
things I don't
Yeah.
repeat, don't say.
Yeah.
Since
Absolutely.
little girl, I have never spoken or said the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem. I feel there's some soul work in that.
There
I
is.
just
There absolutely is.
believe that people as powerful as my people can be
Yes.
oppressed for this long without it being something bigger than our
Yeah, it's
freedom.
way bigger than that. It's way bigger than that.
I've always
Mhm.
believed.
Yes.
Yeah, spirituality big, yo.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Just with what was it, the halftime show, the Super Bowl halftime show,
Oh
just
yeah. Hmm.
Mm,
coming out of that, where it was just so much, demonic story, just so many stories where it was just like how spells were placed on
Yeah.
people who were even in attendance or watching the
Yes.
yeah,
halftime story, and which I know is a kind of a touchy topic where people talk about it, or you get those sort of non-believers who is like, man, you know what, man, they don't know what they're talking about. But I think the people who say that is they don't really know. They don't really want to know
Right.
sort of
And
on the
it's
other
and it's
side of
scary. Yeah.
what's going on.
And it's
Yeah,
scary to
because it
get
is
into
scary.
that because the other thing is if you acknowledge all of that, then you have to acknowledge that I got caught up too. That means I
yeah.
was programmed to. That means the
That
skills.
is definitely yeah.
Right. And so you don't want to we're in this culture of I don't want to be wrong or like, no, 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 I got caught up like everybody else because
Yep.
I'm a victim, But once you wake up, then you wake up.
Some
And
know.
club.
that's where the woke culture, the word at least started coming from, where everybody,
Right.
everybody knows how to take some shit and drive it into the ground. But at the
Right.
end of the day, like you said, a lot of people don't like to acknowledge things that they are scared of
Yeah.
and that are completely out of their control. It's
Right.
very easy to sit back and just kind of like analyze and nod your head and,
Right.
well, you know what I'm saying? Throw your
Right.
hands in the air. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, if you really, we were talking about this last time. We were talking about the like when you ask people and you say, "Hey, the world is crazy," and people are like, "Yeah, man, it's crazy out here,"
Mhm.
and people got the cliche shit to say, but
Right.
you really start talking to people and be like, "Yo, there's some crazy shit going on. Did you hear about
Right. Yeah.
this?"
Like real talk.
And motherfuckers is like, "Yeah, well, what are you gonna do, right?" And then you get that
Mhm.
conversation. So
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
but it is real. It is
Yeah.
real, and that's the shit that I think people more than ever. I don't know if it's people are calling it a spiritual awakening. People are calling it. I
Yeah.
personally think that this is the and people gonna see this where people gonna think I'm
Oh,
fucking
oh,
crazy.
bring it. Bring it.
I'm telling y'all right now. I personally think that this is because of the AI. And I don't think that we as a species understand exactly what's happening to the
Hmm.
environment around us.
Right.
But I think that the whether it be Google, whatever you want to call it, I think just the computer, the cybernetics, whatever, I
Hmm.
think they're finally blending into reality, and I think we're starting to see the effects of it. We're
Mhm.
starting to be opened, our eyes are being opened, third eye, whatever you want to call it, are being opened
Uh-huh.
in different ways they've never been before. And
Right.
it's causing people to react differently than they ever have. That's why people have
Absolutely.
you hear the conversations, oh man, I feel like we're in another dimension, or it
Yeah.
seems like the world shifted, or
Yeah.
I think it has. It's
Yeah.
just it's always been this way. It's just I
Hmm.
think there's a new piece of the world that's been opened
Open. Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
Yes.
artificial
I
intelligence.
think that
Mhm.
and I think
So,
after sitting in our houses for 2 years,
mm,
some people really took some time to look inward and
Well,
they
yeah. Yeah.
and other
interesting.
people realize I actually like being plugged in. I'm gonna stay ignorant.
I'm gonna
And
stay ignorant. Yeah.
it's a
I
because
finally
Mhm.
understand
So
in totality the statement that ignorance is bliss.
yeah,
Right?
'cause
Because
you
once you
have
become aware,
but
then you have to react or respond in some sort of way, right?
either that or
You
you
know,
just gotta sit with that. Like the more
right.
I
It's
learn, the more
acknowledge.
I get. I be like, damn, I wish I didn't know that. Because
Right. Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
I want to be able
That
to
is
enjoy this, but I
Right.
can't. It's,
Right.
ugh.
I can't even watch a
I'm
movie
living
no
in
more
awareness.
without
Like I
breaking
love it.
down the pieces and oh, did you
Mhm.
see that? No, for real. Message. Like, like
Yeah.
I can't
But
watch
that's how
nothing.
it is because even like Dre will tell you, like, I've been having these battles where it's like I've been trying to figure out, like, if I want to keep going on social media, keep
Right.
diving in, like, what the fuck is it for? Like, why am I
Mhm.
doing this, man? And you start to really start connecting in different ways that you never connected dots, and
Right.
you're like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm doing this for no reason. Or then you pick
Mhm.
yourself, oh, you're not doing it for no reason. And people take good
Mhm.
words and they're right, and it's like, yeah, I
Mhm.
am. I'm fun to do this, whatever. But then
Right.
it's also like, you start. It's the reason why you're saying stuff like that is because you're starting to gain more understanding. You're
Ending.
learning
Yeah.
more. You're
Right.
growing,
Mm-hmm.
you're maturing,
Right.
and you're understanding that there's a lot of falselyhood around
Yeah.
you, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to come to grips with if you're awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not, in a way of, if you're not sort of growing, that's what I'm trying to say. If you're not
Mhm.
growing, or if you're not learning in life as you get older, as you get up there in age, I think you would just get left behind. I think
Yeah.
social media also,
For real.
as some people, get on social, I get on social media, and yeah, I like to watch some wrestling and like to watch this or whatever, but then I just zone off in a way and watch some shit, and I'd be like, damn, I didn't even know that. You feel me? And I
Yeah.
think, as a part of some of us who are definitely growing, the third
Mhm.
eye, or whatever you want to call it, definitely opens up to a lot of to reality, to really
Yes.
what's really going on.
It's really
And
going on. Right.
the people who don't get there, or just doesn't, or are distracted, because a lot
Right.
of us are
Yeah.
distracted. Harley
Oh,
said one time,
absolutely.
Completely.
we was in the house for 2 years, and people
Yeah.
talking about, man, some shit changed. It definitely did change. Like, we had a
Absolutely.
whole new
Your
pandemic. A lot of
perception
Our
changed more than
perception
anything.
changed.
Yeah.
everything changed though. So I think, if you're not in that, or going in that, right direction, or like I know it's a little weird though, but like when the people saying happy birthday, and now
Mhm.
I be hearing things about, how birthday songs could be ritual, all that, so
Absolutely.
certain
Everything.
things that,
Everything.
everything,
Ritualistic.
you just like,
Everything's ritualistic.
damn, I don't want to
Mhm.
participate, but damn, it's like, damn, I don't want to be like the
Don't want
oddball.
to be the
You feel me? Like,
outcast.
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
be the outcast, but
Mhm.
it's like it sucks in a way, because this shit. It's like
Yes.
my brother told me this in a way. It's like he was trying to tell me this, before, he gone and, passed on or whatever. But he was just like, man, I'm trying to tell you something, man. You ain't trying to listen to me. But I'm like, man, hey, everybody always trying to tell you something, but
Right.
and it's like when somebody sort of dead and gone, or just not in your face, or they just gone now,
Mhm.
it sort of come back and hit you in a way.
And then
But
you're like,
you
wait a
know,
minute. He was
yeah,
trying
like,
to tell me something.
exactly, exactly though. So a lot of us, just you can't say nothing, but then again, it's like you want to say something. So I
Right.
mean, like,
Right.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
That's the
strange
battle
feeling.
that I think a lot of people face
Mhm,
consistently. And like you were
Mhm.
saying, bro, like, ritualistic remedies and
mhm.
just different things that are taught to us culturally, you
Mhm.
know, it is awkward. It is awkward when me and my girl, like, it's crazy. She don't celebrate holidays or anything.
Right.
And I started off and I was like, yeah, I'm still celebrating and doing stuff and I'm learning
Mhm.
stuff as I'm with them and her family and
Mhm.
different backgrounds and different
Mhm.
understandings of different stuff. And it's even causing me to change. And it's like,
Right.
I'm not even changing because of the fact of like, oh man, well, F that, like same
Mhm.
reason they changed. I'm
Mhm.
changing more because I've been able to figure out like where's the balance that I'm trying to create for myself? Like,
Yeah.
is it beneficial for me to like, leave a situation because I feel like the holidays are more important than my happiness and my success and my family?
Right.
Or,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I gotta find them boundaries. Like, all right, so I'll go to my mom's house, celebrate and do stuff like that or whatever. But I'm also having an understanding of like, yo, if I had to leave that shit behind,
Yeah,
I
I can.
actively could with no
I'm not
problem.
tied to it. I'm not bound by it. Right.
You know what else I just opened up? I don't know if I had this conversation on this show, but like I'm getting married. Like, I'm getting married. Like we're talking about everything. Yeah. And we're talking about everything. And I'm a partier, yo. I've been a party my whole life. I've always wanted big ass parties. I've been the
Mhm.
best man at a wedding, big ass party. That's my life. Like
Do
at
y'all
least
got a
that was
flower
my
girl
life.
already? I'm sorry. Do you got a flower girl already?
Mhm.
Nah, but I'm getting to that. But this is what I'm saying. We were gonna have the big wedding and everything like that, but more as the years are kind of going
Mhm.
on, it's our 6th year together.
Mhm.
We're not into it. We don't want to
Yeah.
spend all that
Yeah.
fucking money. We just
Yes.
want to have a nice ceremony, just couple
Mhm.
people, cater a little bit,
Right.
and then bam, that's it.
That's it.
She wants to
Y'all
go to
need
the
a flower
courthouse and shit.
wedding?
She don't even
Let me
want to do
know.
all that.
Wings and everything. I'll throw flowers at you.
I'm telling you, yo.
Right. Right.
But it's like you just start changing, like we was talking about. You start growing. You think you're gonna be the same fucking person. I mean, if you're lucky, you think you're
Right.
gonna be the same person and just have the same conceptions and the same perspective on things. If you just stay stagnated, if you just stay with the people that you ain't supposed to be around, if you just
Right.
stay in the same positions, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna think the same, and the world's gonna change around you. But if
Right.
you're actively plugged in, you're actively doing shit like we doing, talking to people
Right.
consistently,
Mm-hmm.
different mentalities, different mind states, you're gonna be forced to grow. And I think the world is being forced to grow
Yes.
due to all of the connectivity that we have. No matter, even if you are standing fucking still, things are still moving so fast around you, it's causing you to move as well.
That's
It's
right.
fucking crazy. And I'm not a scientist or nothing. I'm not Big Bang
Real
Theory,
talk. Yeah.
but I'm dead ass serious. I'm
Physics.
pretty sure I know what the fuck I'm
I
talking
said that's
about.
the law of physics, though. If
That's
everything
physics.
around you is moving, even if you stand still, you're
It's
gonna
still
move.
moving. Yep.
Crazy, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Amen.
told my mom last year, I was like, I'll come over here because I love the family, but I am so tired of eating slave food in November. I'm tired of it. I don't
Right.
want to do it.
Just right.
If we want to get together and have a good time, let's have a taco bar. Let's do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to eat no more slave food in November. I'm just not going to do it. I
I'm not
don't
doing
want
it no more. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
do it.
fucking me some mac and cheese.
Mhm.
I'm gonna eat that on a regular
Yeah,
Tuesday.
but fuck that.
But the fact that it gotta happen at that moment, it just
Mhm.
something about it is just like
Yeah.
you said, realistic, and it just felt
It's
uncomfortable.
realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ma, I could bake macaroni any day. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And I told my kids that because they always like, ooh, the yams. I say, y'all know they sell yams year round, right? I can
It
make
is
it
something
on
about that
Tuesday.
day, though. You know what I'm saying? It is. I
Yeah.
understand completely, but it is something about that day where it's like you
Mhm.
looking forward to, and it can be any day. Like if you really
Right.
wanted to, you could be like, man, fuck
Mhm.
November, but I still like Thanksgiving, so let's do
Right.
Thanksgiving in August, and then
Exactly.
y'all
And
have
that's the thing
you
is
good.
not being caught up in what they tell you and how you're not going to tell me how to celebrate, when to celebrate and all that. Because I mean, I told my kids that too. I was like, we used to all like, even my adopted kids would come, for Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, first of all, I need to stop calling this Thanksgiving because fuck that. And then I was like, let's call it Family Day or something else. Let's rename it. Okay, so we'll still do it during that week because everybody off anyway. You ain't got to make a whole bunch of requests. Cool, let's have a good time. Or this year, like my daughter was like, I'm gonna give you first of all, you about to make 18, and like I'm not doing Christmas because I'm not, right?
Yeah.
Because again, that thing of being caught up into running out there, spending up all your money that you ain't got, and and this obligation of I gotta get my kids this and that or whatever, and then you paying for it, into 3 months into the next year and all that stuff, and them kids ain't even playing with that stuff. They ain't even they're not really interested. You buy them a toy, they play with the box.
play with,
Talk
I was
about
kids play with the box. My mom used
Yeah.
to buy me $1,000 toys.
I can imagine.
man.
I would be in the box.
Because the box sparks your
What
imagination, right?
I was just about to say that too, because my little man, he got a chest full of toys, man. I'm talking about action figures, cars,
Mm-hmm.
buses, you name it. But he want to play in the trash can,
Yeah.
or he want to jump on top of
That's
the box.
never gonna go away. Yeah,
It's never
Yeah,
going to go
it's
away.
a
like
mixture of
you
both.
know,
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
mixture.
And it's because the younger we are, we have that fresh imagination. We're not into, we
Mhm.
haven't bought into the world system and all that kind of stuff or whatever. You learn to have fun, and poverty helps you with that too. Kick the can. We don't have a ball, we're gonna kick this can, right? And stuff. And it's fun, right? You're gonna figure out how to
as a kid.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like before
Until you get around
you had
until you
stuff,
get around that kid with a
somebody
super
was
soaker,
building a house down the
with
street
can
and you
shit.
took that drywall and you made yourself a hopscotch, right? You had to figure it
yeah.
out, right? But like, and I was just talking to somebody about that today about how, the critical thinking skills that are used for just surviving are not there because they're not teaching you that, right? And they're not, it's cool to have a sight word, right? And all that, and to memorize what this word is, but it's better to understand the phonetics of that word and how to sound it out. Intelligence is not what you know or that you know a lot of stuff. It's the ability to be able to figure stuff out. It's the ability to be able to put things together, right? Or take things apart.
I was just saying on another podcast, I was saying, I don't know if people, whatever people pray to or believe in, I believe that it was intentional for my people to know struggle, because struggle creates critical thinking.
It creates, oh my God,
If
yes.
you know any person that's extremely affluent, if something happens in their life, it is a catastrophe. They don't understand it. They don't know how to deal with it. But every person that I know that has ever lived through struggle, certain shit just roll off.
It's gonna be all right.
It's
We're
like,
gonna figure it out.
And that's, and we don't understand that, like, that is the heartbeat of critical thinking. And we want to be so angry about our position in this country. We want to be so angry about our position in the system. But our
I ain't mad at all.
Most resourceful beings on this
because
earth.
We can survive anything. And my kids mess with me about that. It's like, Mama, you're real good in crisis. You're calm. You're like, let's make a plan, whatever, and stuff like. But that's because I went through struggle as a kid. Lights was cut off, so I know how to use the power of the sun. Making the homework done before the sun go down.
Do you think this generation of kids know would know how to deal with things
Nope.
like how we did when we were younger,
This is
because
a great example of that, and it's a simple one. When AT&T shut down, or even when they shut down a couple of
we
days,
was talking about
their
I went
parents
to TikTok to find the news, and they had people on like, I don't know what we're gonna do because Facebook down. You're gonna find something else to do.
Their
All right.
parents went
I'm trying to jump in, but I'm trying to make sure I listen to everybody before they say.
These babies, their parents went broke trying to do what our parents didn't do. See, we struggled with our parents.
That's right.
Most of us, because we're the parents, right? Most of us lied to our kids because
they try to keep them from struggling.
We thought we would give them a better life by lying. But baby's not ready.
I don't know if that's. I think there's some context missing from that, because I feel like there's definitely still a lot of people fucking struggling. I mean, at the same time, I understand the world is easier. I think that's a better way to put it, because the world's easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you think of it like this, Chanel, like how you were just saying. Back in the day, we wanted to get a job. This simple. We wanted to get a job. What did we do? Put on a fucking fancy clothes, went and walked around the mall, went to McDonald's. Excuse me, manager, can I get an application? I want to work here. And then they went to the bag and said, sure, kid, and got the piece of paper and a fucking pen. Fill this out, give it to me. Listen to this shit. If the same kid, hey, McDonald's, I want a job. What do they tell you? Take your ass home, get in front of your computer.
Go on the internet, fill out the application.
If AT&T goes down, that's his internet, and he can't fill out that job application like that, it's instantly fucking harder than we ever had it. There's not even an option right now.
There's no paper in the store as a backup either.
Exactly. So that's why
McDonald's shut down, because everything is electronic.
There you go. So everything shut. So now it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, you have to. I think that's one thing. Like, I think we always get too caught up in trying to figure out the relatability from time periods, generations, people, everything like that. When we forget the common fucking factor is we're all people on Earth at the very beginning. The basics.
Right.
Survival instinct is what is giving you the power to decipher situations. How am I going to get this? How am I going to do that? Down to the most simple. How am I going to fucking feed my source and fuel my energy? And that's the simplest part of it. But everything else is just like whatever is built off of, and the environment more than anything. So if you're in an environment that's all electronics, all that's all you're given to know or learn, then that's what you're going to adapt to as you grow and mature. But if you're not in that, we are the last generation, the 80s babies, and even some of the 70s babies, to ever experience what it was like totally to not live in a generation without all these electronics that we have. Still had TVs and radios and CD players and shit like that, Segas, and but to be completely connected at every fucking chance every day, there will never be another generation, unless there's some complete devastating situation that happens, that ever experiences that.
90s kids, we grew up
kind of struggle.
So it's different. Like 90s kids grew up with, like, I watched the internet born, I had a big back computer, and
Yeah, I
now
had to do the computer too.
you're in front of me. So I just like I feel like
But
it's
AOL was like,
yes. Oh my
All
god.
The dial up.
green letters on the fucking black
You
screen,
Yeah.
all that
goddamn.
crazy shit.
yeah,
Like we in the
yeah,
Navy.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are right. It definitely is obviously a different time we living in, and if when we grew up, or you was in the 70s, 80s, or maybe early 90s, and you grew up and you went outside to play, and and
Mhm.
you have fun with your friends, and
right.
and now a lot of kids grow up with so their parents, or they grow up with a lot of electronics in
And
today's
the tablet,
world, where in
tablet.
the tablet, and so I get what Brian's saying. That's all they know. But
Mm-hmm. But
More
we have
information. Dre,
it is
Dre,
more
and
it
more
is more
information
information,
too.
right?
That's
You're
saying
right.
it.
again.
Because with the reason why, and I say more information for a reason, because remember, motherfucker was outside doing everything reckless, fucking
Yeah, yeah.
walking in traffic, throwing rocks at cars. I know I was.
Uh
Right.
huh.
But now, because of the generation that we lived,
Mm-hmm.
now we know what to do. Now we have even more information than we were able to
Mm-hmm.
access back then. So now we know about, hey, your neighbor, when you type in the fucking missingkids.com and all them red fucking flags come up, oh,
Mm-hmm.
pedophile here, pedophile. You got so much more information. It's not just about fear, but it is
Right. Information.
information. And
Yeah.
I
it's
wish these
driving you,
babies
and
were
that's the
more
reason why you may
physical
have your
though.
kids home more playing Sega and not
Mm-hmm.
care as much. At least I know he's safe. At least I
But
know
see,
he
for
ain't
me
getting somebody
too,
killed.
though,
You know what
Brian,
I'm saying?
that's an issue too because
It is.
I
because
wish they were more
you
physical.
can't hold them inside and protect them. Teach them how to make themselves safe, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather
I
than
agree.
hoarding them because of the information you got now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me teach you how to keep yourself safe, right?
I
Yeah.
just wish
I
they were
totally
more
agree.
physical because these babies are dying of cardiac arrest. These
Mm-hmm.
babies' hearts are failing, and it's because they have not been.
Your
They were not
activity.
kids running and
So
stuff. I used to run and jump and play, and so my health is different now in my 30s. But I see kids like LeBron's son had a cardiac arrest situation. He's 18. Why is
Mm-hmm.
your heart not good and you 18?
Right.
I wish these babies were
But
more
also
physical.
remember, we also got poison water and poison food and poison air to add to
Yeah.
that. You know
Everything
what I'm
else.
Mhm.
saying? So
Oh,
there's a
question.
lot of factors.
Question to Brian though. Okay, I understand. Yeah, we live in this time with we got more information, and we got technology, we got computers and everything. But for example, if I want to let my kid go out and play and run around in the yard, am I a bad parent just because I didn't have access to this information to maybe go Google or search that? Hey, you know what? It's 20 motherfucking pedophiles in my area,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? I didn't know about that until Johnny went around the corner, and I ain't seen Johnny. And now the police
Mm-hmm.
talking about, yeah, it's 20 something pedophiles in this area. But
Mm-hmm.
I like shit. I just was thinking about taking them outside and having fun,
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh,
that's what obviously when I was young,
yeah.
the going outside and
Oh yeah.
nice
Me
weather, I want to
too.
go outside and shit like that.
Wilding the fuck out. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This goes back to the topic that we were just originally talking about ignorance being bliss.
Right.
The thing is, the things you don't know, you
Don't
can't
know.
fault yourself for.
Right.
Okay, so at the end of the day, if we ran out and did what we did and we made it through that motherfucking success, we did it.
Right.
It's a great thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Most of the time, here's the crazy shit. Most of the time, you probably will. You probably go outside and play, and maybe you'll get into a fight, maybe you'll scrape your knee, whatever. You'll probably come back in one piece. But the thing is, with the information that you have, now you know that right around the fucking corner was that loose dog that could have possibly gotten out that day. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have fucking made it home.
Right.
Or that neighbor that, hey, help me pick up this tree in the backyard, and then bam, you snatch inside the house and you
Mm-hmm.
ain't come home. Because them stories still happened back then.
Oh
They're
yeah,
still
we just
happening
weren't aware
now.
of it.
My
No
question
matter,
is this:
but
does
if
knowledge breed fear then?
Yeah.
of course not. Of knowledge should bring fear if it's truthful and it's real. So Dre, like you said, I don't think you're a bad parent because you say to yourself, "Hey, I know that there's some dangers out here in the world, but I'm still gonna let my kid go out." Now, if you're a parent who just lets your kid fucking freely wander the earth, I do think that there's some questionable shit
Yeah.
you may have to be talked about your parenting. But if you are a knowledgeable parent, and like Chanel said, and you're teaching your children and say, hey, you want to go outside? All right, cool. Don't walk past
Don't
that
walk past,
area.
right.
Stay
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from that house over there because there's a big ass dog over there, and
Right.
That's
Mhm.
Using the information to teach the
exactly
child.
using the information is
Right.
where it matters. Because
Mhm.
people still like to be fucking ignorant, like ain't leaving their doors unlocked, and motherfuckers is going crazy doing
Thank you.
bro. That's the real
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
You want to live in a
Hey.
fantasy, you gonna fucking pay the consequences
Out
one way
here
or
playing
another.
kids, you know
Unless
the
you
kid
lucky.
boys out.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you was talking about, like me and my manicurist pedicurist lady was talking about like just even the health aspect, like when you're little and you start flipping your eyeball and
Oh
your eyelid.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Shit.
I never could
yeah.
do it. But
Cringe.
everybody did that as kids, and her kid was doing that, and he came home and he was sick because something must have got in his eye or something, right? And like he felt bad, and so she was like, "How come when we was younger?" And she's about to be 33, I think. She still was like, we talked about the idea that we were outside and all that kind of stuff. But part of that too is we were outside breathing fresh air and filling them lungs up and building that lung up. Now we're more enlightened about grounding and putting your feet in the grass and on the earth and and taking in the sun or whatever. So maybe the issues that we're having on the inside of our bodies as well, or the kids that's coming up now, they're not getting the sunlight, right? Because the sunlight is important, especially you, Melanie.
That's definitely true.
We was outside. Not only we was outside, we was outside barefoot. We was playing in the grass. I used to play football with the guys in the neighborhood all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we was out there touching so we were grounding, but we didn't know what grounding was, right? Stuff like that. And so all those things that benefited us, we had no clue. We was drinking water straight from the hose. Might want to try that now, but you hydrated yourself, right? Now they're not gonna drink from the hose, I need that bottled water that I'm coming inside for and all that kind of stuff, right?
See, it's always going to be something. That's the thing that's fucking crazy.
It's always going to be something.
Either you're drinking bottled water, you're drinking from the hose. One way you're getting plastics, the other way you're getting whatever's in the hose. If you go outside, you're going to get bit by bugs, and get stung by bees, you're going to get poison ivy, you're going to get this. If you stay inside, you're not going to get enough sunlight, you're going to get it's always going to be something.
Everywhere.
We're human beings. It is what the fuck it is. Just be smart with information and then go about your life.
And I think moderation is important. Because little boy in here, he's 8 years old. He loved that tablet. He loved that tablet. That's how, and it is how he disconnects from the world. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had trauma at his daddy house. He comes home and that's his way of disconnecting because he decompresses that way and all that. But as a therapist living in this house, I'm like, baby, let's talk about what happened at that house. Let's process that. He needs to get that energy out of his system and all that. He like running and playing. And I was like, well, let's go outside, hit the backyard or something, play with the dog or whatever. Now he has friends across the street, So now he is more interested in an interaction, right? But he do still love his tablet. So moderation. So now we're like,
tablet's TV now to kids, yo.
Huh?
I mean, we used to sit around and watch our shows. I know I did. Movies, TV shows, Batman, Bobby's World. I watched all the cartoons. But nowadays, the kids don't watch TV; they watch the tablet. So it's just a different method. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, it's different. I mean, the only thing that I would say about the tablet.
Did you stay inside and watch your show till your head fell off, or did you still go outside?
Shit.
Because we had commercials and TV. TV went off at TV went off into 2 a.m. when Uncut came on, and I watched it.
See, like, we was all watching TV. Don't play. We was in the house watching some shit.
Look at a kid sometimes though, and I get what you guys saying. A kid sometimes would just sit on that video game and play that video game all day until he'd be like, well, you know what, shit, I didn't eat. Yeah, you so in that damn room playing the video game all damn day.
You feel me? You didn't have a memory card. You playing?
Oh, you playing, baby?
Oh, you left
playing all day. If you ain't got no memory card on your PlayStation 2, baby, you're playing Vice City all day. Wow, please don't turn it off.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think any of those things are bad things. Like you say, the internet is great. Like, we're doing what we're doing right now because of this, right? And it's helping us connect. And I may never have known any of y'all had it not been for this and all that. It's good and bad things and all things. So I just think like mixing it up in moderation. Because when I'm in this house, and like today I had clients from 9 a.m. to just before the show, and I was sitting in this one position that's not healthy. I need to take a break, go outside, walk around, and all that kind of stuff. So I have to mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I'm so inundated with working that I don't stop and watch a movie or chill or, and all that kind of stuff. So being just mindful of, you just mix it up. None of it can be bad, but it don't have to be.
The same thing that you're saying is like, I think that's a big point. I think it's kind of ties into like the other stuff we were talking about earlier too. I usually find myself being in the middle of a lot of situations. I try not to go too far left or right because I feel like that's people's biggest problem. I feel like when you start to just make yourself adapt to a mentality and you own it, then you don't leave much room for speculation. You don't leave much room for anything. So it's like, that's why when you guys were talking, like if you notice, I really try really hard to listen and pay attention to what people are saying, because I'm trying to get like, where you're coming from with it, like how you're understanding or how I'm understanding what you're saying. And I'm trying to make sure like, hey, listen, I can see exactly what you're saying, but I'm wondering if they're thinking about this part of it.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I always look at stuff, yo. And it's like, it's interesting because I feel like if more people really were able to kind of just let go of their,
rigid, just box.
Yeah. Like, super mentality. Like, I know this, that's what it is. That's what I believe. People would be so much freer to actually have conversations, but at the same time, it's still a double-edged sword because then people may be too fucking fluid, and then they would believe maybe a lot less, and that would be a problem. So it's like we were talking about with going outside and staying inside. It's always going to be a fucking situation in everything you do. You got to balance it out and do a little here and a little there. That's it with everything. Everything is balanced, yo.
Right. Yeah. And I listen to people talk about stuff like mind, but these kids are mindless because they're focused into their tablets, and but there are some times that I need mindlessness because I'm thinking so much. Well, I need a game on my phone that I don't have to think. I just got
and then as us parents, with the tablets and stuff like that, like like Brian said, it's much easier. A lot of people may not have cable; they are on YouTube watching, all their cartoons. It's just that, say since we got the information, just be mindful and put like parental, guidelines on the tablet and stuff like that, so they won't just venture off because a little one man, it's like, oh man, what's this? Let's go in. Hey, so you just never know, and then you look up one day and be like, where you learn that from? So hey, so
maybe 5-10 times a day. Where did you get that from?
Exactly.
Everything.
So I get what you guys saying. We gonna keep it rolling on the show. A conversation we was talking about last week before we wrapped it all up. We were talking about the topic was dating your friend's ex and relationships with your ex. And I know Brian and Harley was having a conversation last week about that though. You guys.
I remember.
I definitely remember.
When Brian was like, "Don't make me have to trust you."
No, I love that.
I love that.
What's so funny is when people hear that I'm polyamorous, right? And when people kind of know who I am, but don't know me, they assume, first of all, that I'm having a whole bunch of sex. I'm not. I do assume that. Because of how much I know and how.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with having a bunch of sex, though.
Don't make the assumption.
Because of how open I am about sex and how I know that people are not open, I actually prefer self-pleasure because it is so much easier than being around people who are not as tapped into their sexual desires.
Right.
But it's a beautiful idea to talk about this idea of like, there are people in this life who, because of what you practice and what you believe in, your life is going to look different than other people's lives.
Oh, absolutely.
But because of that, people think that my life is completely like not parallel to certain people's lives. And I think that's where I come down to the idea of like, we have to understand that certain things are like universal that just happen naturally. For instance, even though I'm still friends and cordial with these people because they are still a part of my life, because I love this man at a rate that I've never loved anybody else, certain things that we discussed last week are just a given. Ain't nobody taking me out to lunch. Ain't nobody coming
Right.
and it's not because I respect my man, but it's because my man is literally my best friend. So you can't take me out to lunch because I don't have time for that. And I feel like a lot of times, a lot of these conversations that we have on, a lot of people have on these relationship style podcasts, not really us as much, but that I see often a lot. It's like people are having conversations based on relationships where people really don't like each other. Because
That's
if you're in a relationship with somebody who you like and you fuck with, you don't have time to even have these conversations because you don't have
no desire.
Ain't nobody taking me out to lunch. You know why? Because my man takes me out to lunch. We have date night every Wednesday, and he gets off of work at almost midnight. He still finds a way to date me. So it's like when you're in a relationship with somebody who fuck with you and you fuck with them back, some of these conversations you got to really look in your mind and be like, damn, what do I?
That? Why would you consider
Let me ask you a question on that theory though. So are you saying that you have to be intentfully busy in your relationship in order for you to stay busy enough to not worry about other people's situations?
No, I'm saying because I'm so busy in my relationship, I don't know how to have the conversation because I don't know. I'm having the time of my life with my best friend. But if I was not, I don't know. I don't want to lie and say if I wasn't, I would still be the woman I am today. I can't lie and say that. And I would never lie and say that because this is the first relationship that I've been 100% faithful in. So
okay.
Right. So
there
I'm
we go, right
I know
there.
who I am. I know who I am.
And I also think that he provides the needs that your needs are satisfied, right?
Exactly.
So there's no reason for you to be looking anywhere else or whatever. You're like, I don't have a desire because that's not missing.
Exactly, because I don't, and that's why I don't feel like I speak for the collective. Because there are some women who are getting the things that they need, or they don't know what they need, and they're getting the things that they think they need, and they're mistreating those men. I will never speak for those women. I have been a woman who has been very upfront about what I need, and no man has been able to give it to me. And I'm not going to argue with you, and you don't want to leave me, but you want to lowball me. Great, so I'm going to go have what I want somewhere else. That might have been wrong of me, but that was my choice. I got into this relationship with someone who is giving me everything that I need because he heard me in that first conversation, and now I have no desire. But that's me. I don't speak for the collective. I don't think there's another woman in this world like me.
Yeah.
Do you guys think people still, chat with they, because the topic is relationship with your ex? Do you think some people still have these relationships, whether it's romantic or just, a friendship or whatever type of relationship, because they, have something they still holding on to, whether it's like, oh, you know what, I still want to have him in my life because you know what, he my work boo. We always go to lunch together. Or I want to have him in my life just in case. Um, uh,
Just don't work out.
Marcus. Marcus acting an asshole, so I can go talk to you or Tyrone on the phone all night long. Do you think certain
I also
people,
think
keep them
I
people
think
in
some
their
stuff,
life for that?
Dre, is comfortability. I had a client today that we were talking about that, and sometimes you're just comfortable, right?
And people
And
love
you
validation.
can't grow in comfortability. You got to get uncomfortable
Yep.
in order to grow, right? And so that was me talking to her about that. Like, hey, I need you to kind of sit in some uncomfortability, you know what I'm saying, and explore something new because nobody that you're seeing is what you want, but you're still hanging around, to get minimum from here or there, but you're still not happy or satisfied, and so you keep falling back into old patterns of behavior that you don't like, right?
I think that comes from a lack mindset. You don't think there's one person in this world that can give you everything, so you keep accepting from other people. I was 100% sure that there was one person in this world that could give me everything, and I didn't stop until I found him.
Brian, do you think comfortability in a relationship is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think
Or not?
I think being comfortable in a relationship is definitely something you should have in your relationship.
Right.
I mean, you want to be comfortable with
Okay.
the person that you're with. I think that one of the biggest problems in all of these conversations that we're having is the fact that there's no discipline and I think that's the biggest word. Discipline is important in all aspects of life.
Life, yeah.
From being fucking fat to doing anything overindulging, having to consistently be satisfied and gratified in every fucking way you turn. I think that's a huge reason in people's relationships with everything. Having discipline is understanding, you know, I think I said it on here, I'm not sure, but one of the things I learned, because I was reckless too. Like I was, like I say, I was out there, I was doing a lot of shit. I didn't give a fuck. Most of the stuff that I was doing.
Right.
But
did you have fun?
Of course I had fun.
What is wrong with constantly myself if I have fun? I'll get one life, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. I don't know. No,
fine. Right here, Harley, look, this is the thing. Your own mentality for you is always going to work, because at the end of the day, your influence for you is gratified, satisfied, and situational.
You're right.
Because if you're in any other aspect of life where you have to be an influence or a motivation, anything that relates to you is going to be what you're going to motivate. Okay. So in your world where you're like, hey, free-spirited state of mind mentality, be with what you love in every form, fashion of the way, no matter the fucking obstacle around it, enjoy and indulge. If that's the way that you live in life and that's the choose and satisfaction that you have, then that's great. There's no meaning for you. But the thing is, this is where it gets questionable. Can you say everybody can successfully function in society, civilization, in any way with that same mentality?
No, but everybody don't need what I need. And that's the reason why I constantly say that I don't speak for the collective. I also am very disciplined in a lot of other areas of my life. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I don't eat until 2 p.m. Like there are other parts of my life where I know that I am intentionally disciplined. I'm disciplined in my emotional intelligence. My ability to leave a person and decide to go do something else is emotional discipline, because I can hurt you. I know you love me and I choose not to and I walk away. So I feel like we mistake a lack of discipline for misplaced discipline. I put my discipline in other places and I make sure that I balance out the lack thereof in certain places, because I'm not very sexually disciplined and I'm very honest about not being sexually disciplined. But I also believe that a influence will make you sexually disciplined, because even though I know that I have a man that is not very rigid about what I do in life, because of the respect that I have for him and the union that we have, certain things that I would have done in the past, I don't do. And it's strongly just by the situation. And that's why when people ask me things like, do you think if you were in another relationship that you wouldn't cheat? I say, I don't know, because every other relationship before him, I did. And I did so because I did not have the level of respect that I have for this man. So I do believe that, like you said, it's all situational. And the problem is that sometimes people have these conversations and they have these conversations in the realm of generalization. I am a 32-year-old woman born and raised in Chicago. A 35-year-old woman born and raised in New Jersey can't follow my life model. She just can't.
Right. Yeah, and I think it speaks a lot to the individual.
Wait. I got to get this out because I'm going to lose my train of thought. And I want people to understand what I'm saying, because I feel you, yo. I feel you. Like, you know, and and keep in mind, I'm not telling anybody what to do in their fucking life in any way. But at the same time, I can only be honest in how I view shit.
Right.
The reason why I constantly say discipline is because I feel like everybody can always formulate how they want to be in any type of way to gratify themselves. And at the end of the day, if that's what your goal is and that's what you're trying to do, I mean, I completely understand it. But then all fucking sense of rational conversation go out the window when anybody else or any kind of third party is involved in that mentality. Because if I can't fucking find any kind of way to relate to any kind of situation with the person that I'm arguing with, or you can't see any kind of like generalized understanding of a situation, then it's impossible to come to any kind of fucking connection. So as us, like I said, the basic factors as human beings, like we have to have an understanding. Hey, if I want to be successful, let's paint the fucking picture right now. I want to find somebody, I want to find a job, I want to do this, I want to do that. Now, this job that I need, I have to be disciplined enough to dedicate my time and my emotion and my energy and my activeness into doing this, because I feel like this situation can put me in a level of success that I'm looking for. So that's the discipline that comes into that factor. You have to own it. You have to understand it. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. You need that to get that. At the end of the day, that job goes to this situation. Let me find this person that I want to be with any type of way. You want something to be successful. Most people, I think most people want something to be loyal and you want
Yeah.
something to be yours, established at that part. I mean, most
I
people
don't
want that.
though. Most people want
But I'm not,
possession,
but
and
that's
I don't, and that's
listen
why
to
we
what I'm
can't have
saying
that
though. Listen to what I'm
conversation.
saying though. Listen to what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying though. Because we already understand that you have your own individualism. That's your one individualism for you. That's fine.
And
But
my
that's
general belief is that everybody should have their own individual happiness.
yeah, but individual happiness does not mean anarchy. It
How?
still can be
Why not?
structured because if you have anarchy, then there is no formulated fucking understanding to anything.
Why do we need a formulated understanding? I feel like that's programming and propaganda that makes you feel like I need a formulated understanding.
Okay, so if everybody did exactly what they wanted at every side, you think that we would have you think we would have a civilization that would be thriving and
Yes,
going
because we
forward
wouldn't
into the
have
future?
restrictions around things that make people break the law. People find things to do when you tell them what not to do. When you tell people they can do anything they want to do, most times people don't even want to do shit for real. But when you tell somebody, "Hey, don't do that," they go and do what? Just that you told them not to do. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have any restrictions because some people need restrictions for like don't be outside too long. The sun might burn your skin. Things that are logical. But to tell me that I need to live a life, I need to have an understanding, centralized understanding. After 20 minutes ago, talking about how systemic and brainwashed we are as a civilization, it kind of feels like a contradiction to me.
Goes both ways though. It's not just one thing.
I
There's definitely understanding for rules and regulations in a lot of aspects to go completely on the left and then say, well, no, there shouldn't be any rules or regulations, anything. People should just be free and able to figure out life because I'm pretty sure at some point of our species we did come from that area from where it was like, okay, we're fucking trial and error in it until we fucking established where we at now. And that's why I'm saying, like, our guidance and what we're doing with the next generations and stuff like that, each generation, we don't have to accept responsibility. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for forming the future. There won't be a future. I mean, I don't understand. Like, it has to be understood at some point. There's going to be people who have different perceptions. There's no doubt about it. But if we continue to think that everything is just going to be gratification and that's all it's ever going to be, whether it comes to dating, whether it comes to fucking teaching our kids, then everybody's going to grow up with this sense of entitlement that's never going to allow them to have discipline enough to do what needs to be done and not what they want to do. And
No,
I
life
think that
is
that's the problem.
suffering, but you shouldn't have to force yourself to suffer. I agree with you. Life is suffering, and we should understand that it's not going to always be hunky dory, which is why there's discipline in other parts of my life. But I feel like a job is one thing. I'm going to discipline myself. I was a teacher for 6 years. I disciplined myself to show up for those kids every day. But because of that discipline, because of what I have to be disciplined in to live and create a better civilization around me, my relationships are more in gratification. They're not all gratification either because I've been with a man for 5 years. He got 2 kids. You can't tell me I haven't struggled. But the thing is that struggle comes with higher level of gratification. If I'm gonna struggle this much in real life to be able to survive, and we struggle hard as fuck to survive, I'm not gonna struggle that same way in my relationships. I'm just not. And it's okay if other people are willing to, and it's okay if as a world and as a civilization we move forward because we're willing to. But I personally, and I have a beautiful tribe of people who personally would like more gratification in our relationships because every day I got to be disciplined. I'm a black woman. I got to make sure I don't have an attitude because somebody might think something of me. I got to make sure I'm not this. Somebody's going to do something. My entire life is discipline. So if I want to be able to have an outlet somewhere else, that is my balance to not going crazy and not walking around this bitch angry.
Right. My best friend has this phrase that she said, and I love it. She said, "Give no fucks, but do no harm."
Thank you.
Right? Because we all should be seeking our own level of happiness, whatever that is, right? And yeah, that means gratification, right? But in order for me to have the business that I want, right? That in itself is gratifying. But there are some things that I do have to struggle through and learn. And there are going to be some things I don't want to do, I don't like to do, and all that I'm going to have to deal with in order to get that gratification, right? And so, like, you should be seeking whatever it takes for you to be happy in whatever aspect of your life you need to be happy, as long as it's not harmful to the other person, to anybody else, right? We have free will, but don't let your will impose upon anybody else's will, right?
and that's where you know it's complicated
Yes.
because it is the ability to try to tell people, and I'm sure everybody in this fucking room probably to some extent, where maybe you've had a conversation with somebody and you don't agree with their fucking viewpoints. You don't
Right.
agree with they hate black people. You don't agree with they don't like chicken. You don't agree with whatever the fucking case may be. And what do we say? Oh, really? You don't? Shit, that's crazy. I can't see that. And then you go about your conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll say to yourself, hey, I can't deal with this. You don't like that? I can't deal with that. Fuck this. I don't want to know you. That's how you establish where you are in the world, your connection with the people that you have. There's always going to be, well, at least most of the time, there's usually going to be people that, you find the craziest motherfucker will find a buddy who thinks like him and shit like that or whatever.
Right.
People are definitely different. We started talking this got dragged into a lot, but we started
No bullshit. I'm just sitting back and just like,
no,
okay, let's go.
it's the same shit. Yo, listen, because dating your ex, this is why this whole conversation is happening. Or being with your ex or around your ex, whatever.
Yeah.
Being friends with your ex. Like, the thing about it is people have different fucking reasons for it, bro. Everybody's different. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you want from your relationship. If
Right.
you want to feel like you have to trust your partner all the time, or you just trust your partner, or you don't really care. Hey, if they fucking hook up with their ex, I don't really care. It is what it is. There's 3 fucking perspectives right here that all share that same, like all 3 of those, like, feelings and shit.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, can you decipher which one is going to give you a healthier relationship? At one point, you have, hey, I want to date my ex, but I can't because my man doesn't like that. So I have to either stop fucking with him or stop fucking with him. Now I got to choose. Now I'm happy with either choice. So you're unhappy no matter what. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, everything comes with fucking discipline, yo, because if you don't have the ability to for me, I didn't have the ability to stop and say, I'm dedicating myself to this. That's what I like. Yeah, I see Jenny over there with that fat ass and them big ass titties, and I want to go talk to her, but I can't because I know what I got at home. Same thing with Christmas and shit. Holidays, like I said earlier, I can't celebrate and shit like I want to, but should I just leave my fucking woman? No, I gotta have discipline now and figure out how I can. That's what I mean about discipline, yo. And I feel like that is the strength that you build. You're always going to have to be forced to make a decision. If you're not, then you just live in a life of fucking pure gratification because you're like, listen, I can always make that shit however I want. No matter what, it's going to work for me. Basically, is what what those people will say. That's what I mean about.
I kind of feel like I meet it in the middle. So I do feel like no matter what, it's going to work for me. But I feel that way because of how intentional I move. Because it's funny because my idea of making a wild decision is me thinking about it only twice. Like I think that's probably why I get so pissed because I'm like, when people hear me speak freely, they think that I'm not meticulous at all. Like, no, everything, everything, not you, Brian, but just period. The conversation. The conversation that I usually have is like, oh, you just don't give a fuck about life. It's like, no,
wilding out. Yeah.
It's like, no, I give a lot of fucks, but I also understand that I figured out the number of fucks I cannot.
It's a limited amount of fucks.
And I live within that realm, but I act like that realm is no fucks whatsoever.
I'm the same way. It's funny. It's like real quick. Let's say this shit. I'm the same fucking way, and Harley, I'm telling you, like that. That's why I keep saying. I think that's why I've had to learn the way that I am now as being the man of the house and raising my kids and doing this shit. I was fucking wild. You had to think twice. Shit, I thought fucking immediately. I thought for a second. I want it, did it, done. Fucking, I don't care. Go to Africa. Fucking, I'm going tomorrow. That was me. I was the most spontaneous nigga in the planet. But I had to learn and deal with. I just go to fucking jail, almost get killed, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to fucking deal with those battles, and that's what formulated me to start saying maybe I shouldn't do this and learn my lessons from my trial and error. Because trial and error has to do nothing but fucking.
That's my problem. I ain't hit my head that hard yet. That's my problem. You right, Brian. You absolutely right. And I promise you, one day I'm gonna hit my head that hard, and we're gonna sit back down and I'm gonna have a different conversation. I ain't got me yet, so I'm still jumping, nigga.
Yeah,
I think I think from my perspective where I see it, I just obviously both of you guys are just in two different spaces in life though.
In life,
we live
yeah.
in that space.
Harley is the most brazen, boldest person, but honest at the same time.
Yeah,
Woman that I really met, and
I'm gonna tell you a lot
to
of shit, but not
even
a lie.
even just hearing her speak, I know she doesn't really have, she don't even have zero fucks to give, really,
Yeah.
yeah,
but and in life, sometimes like with the bullshit that's going on, when you do have so many people trying to point the finger at you or trying to judge you for shit that are comfortable with yourself, when someone in their own skin may not be, or just in so many
Yeah.
different factors though, I know for me, like when you just, gotta live life and you just like, hey, look, fuck the bullshit. You gotta like zero fucks to give though. But at the same time, though, like hitting your head hard and going through, those trials and tribulations definitely sort of make you the person, on the other side though. So
Yeah. I feel that.
definitely, definitely,
And I
definitely
think
though.
life into me, Brian, because I'm gonna need this conversation. I've stored it, but right now I'm enjoying the high, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
keep enjoying the high.
I'm probably jealous because I'm all
You gotta
structured and
take you in
fucking put together
advance.
now. I just
You
be
say, well,
fucking wild, bro. I wish
Yeah.
we could just do like a whole story of just like old shit, so y'all can really understand like
man,
my mentality and how it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've grew up so much, man. I mean, I've seen so much crazy shit, done so much crazy shit. I mean,
Mhm.
from being a kid all the way to now, man. And it has formed me into. I'm glad it formed me into the person that I became, because otherwise I'd be a motherfucking lost soul in jail, all that shit. Just like the rest of the motherfuckers I grew up with.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you just
and
learn.
I think a lot of what y'all talking about though is like there's a level of maturity.
yep.
The older you
Mhm.
get, the
Yes.
wiser you get. And then like you said, Brian, too, like you start reaching stages where you realize, okay, I don't really need that particular gratification
Yeah.
anymore, right?
Mhm.
And I'm experiencing new things, and now this is my new gratification,
Yeah.
and it is more settled, and it is more, like chill or whatever, because
Yeah. For
I
real.
have the same mentality that Harley has, right? But I'm 52, and so
Okay.
it's a little
It
more calm.
changes
It's
and
a
shit,
little
right?
more, and stuff like that.
Different.
So it just looks different, right? Because I do what I want to as well, and
Yeah.
I don't
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
involved with
Me
people.
too. Like.
I don't get involved with people who don't allow me to be me. But I also respect that you need to be you. So let's
Yeah.
mutually agree,
Exactly.
and stuff like that. And people used to think I was crazy before when I used to always say, was good, it's that whole what's good for the goose is good for the gander thing, right? If you want to see extra people, then I want to see extra people. I want it to be a situation where you're not expecting something of me that you're not willing to give, right?
Yeah.
And stuff
That's
like that.
that for real.
So like it's got to be balanced. It's got to be, it's got to be fair on both sides,
Yeah.
And if we can't have that, then we can't do this. We just can't do
And
it.
that's why
And that's
Harley's
why a lot of those
situation works for her, because
yeah.
that, like, we've had this conversation like at least a couple episodes on this show
That's
where
almost
we
every
talk about
episode.
balance. It's
Yep.
always about if you're with somebody, here's the difference where it's an argument.
Hmm.
If me and Harley were dating
Hmm.
and
Oh,
she had her mentality and I had
Hmm.
my
I'm not
mentality,
able
we
to
would
wash
never
and
fucking
It
dryer.
would
work.
not work. It would
He
not
There's
was
work.
no
not
way
able
because
to
we have
wash it and
different
dryer
mentalities.
every chance he got. Because I promise you,
Hmm.
I will give him a reason every
Right.
chance.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, but because she found somebody who's balanced for her, and I
Right.
found somebody who's balanced for
Now it's for
me,
you. Right.
it
Right.
makes sense in every way
Mhm.
that I'm around. Just like she speaks openly, like she says, like, for me is how I feel it. For me is how I feel it too. I
Yeah.
do tend to go a little deeper, and I do like try to space it out and say, listen, I try to formulate my shit maybe to the more conformed way that
Uh-huh.
I see people. I do believe in, two committed people should be committed and
Yeah.
raise, family and commit and discipline and shit. I do feel like that is the best for structure. But
Yeah.
who the fuck am I? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
that's just my opinion. I mean,
Right.
I could be
Many
absolutely wrong.
percentages. I can't have 100% of people like me because I don't want to. I don't want to procreate. So we gonna die fucking with a person like me. So
Tomorrow,
we need balance. I don't need
you just
everybody being like me because I don't want to
Mhm.
procreate. But people like you are going to create families and stability, and we need balance. Right. I'm gonna give you the necessary evil. What that saying say? You need somebody to point. Tony Montana, you need somebody to point at and say, "Hey, that's the bad guy." I want to introduce you to the bad.
Remember who you were and shit, because you can be the fucking the remembrance of when you cutting that damn pickle or whatever for the stupid school lunch. I get here, and then you see Harley living it up on life. Like, now fucking remember I remember the time I did that. And now you back in your shit. Like,
right.
And it's balance, though. I would not want a world full of me, baby. We would not be. We would be fighting each other. We would be angry. We would be cheating on each other, baby. I need people like y'all around me and among me. Don't do that, please.
I think that's
the memories, and we need you to for our creativeness to come back to us and shit.
With the story, I'll let you know. You know what I mean? It's a balance. It's
and it's a remembrance, right? It's a remembrance because I listen to Harley and I'm like, hell yeah, because again, as you get older, you start settling down, you start chilling and all that kind of stuff. And there's an inner part of you, right, that want to be like, fuck everything, bro, But even Harley has, like she said, there's areas of her life where, okay, this is an area where I can't wild out, But on this end, I'm wild out, and stuff like that. So, like, I think it all works together. I think it all works
as you get older in life, man, and as you start to grow maturely or physically or whatever it is, man, I think just do what the fuck make you happy. Everyone,
as long as you're not harming nobody else in the midst of
it. Of course, as long as you're not harming nobody in the midst of that, and whatever makes you happy, whether it's whatever. Just just do what you make you happy. A lot of people sometimes,
Dre, I gotta
get
ask.
caught up. Good.
I gotta ask. I hate cutting it off. I hate cutting people off. I gotta ask this. All right, fuck. I'm gonna be dead ass real. This is the season finale, right?
That's you.
Now, when you say the term, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody,
okay,
we do understand that can be taken in many, many ways. And I'm just gonna open up the most obvious topic.
Come on.
With telling people, and I mean children in this realm, all right? Telling children that you can be a man, you can be a boy, you can be a girl, you can be both, you can be none, you can be anything. Figure it out. Is that damaging?
No.
Hey, yo, you went left field with that one, man. Like,
this will be a fucking thing. This will be a debate.
In my opinion, this is why it's not.
I feel like my father.
Say that again.
I said I feel it's liberating because some days I feel like my father and some days I feel like my mother.
No. I'm trying to think on this.
And if somebody liberated me and told me that I could be anything that I wanted to be, then now I don't feel shame on the days that I feel more like my father than my mother. Yes. I balance them out and I understand how I am both of them because it took both of their DNA to create me. So I, a queer Black woman, find joy in seeing another woman's curves. I don't find shame in it. Yes. And I don't find disrespect there. So I don't hide any of my intentions. So I can date a man and say on the first date, hey, I love you. I think you're a great guy. And if we ever get married, I need you to know that no matter how amazing you are as a husband, I will still need female connection. And I don't want you to be involved. And are you okay with that? I cannot have those conversations if nobody one day told me that I could be whatever I want to be. Now, I understand that there are extremists in this community because
absolutely.
People do things to try to get a rise out of people. And those people that you are referring to at the heartbeat, I believe, of this question, I agree with you. They do too much.
Yeah.
They do. I'm a part of the letter community and they do.
So they do too much.
The essence for me of liberating a child to say you can do or be whatever you want to be, it speaks directly to me as a queer Black girl who, since I was 5-6 years old, having a crush on Miss Frizzle, beautiful redhead ass, did not understand myself until my mother noticed and said, if you're different, I understand and I love you. And now I can stand who I am today because somebody loved me for being different.
And they accepted who you are. Right. Yeah. And I don't think it's harmful for some of those same reasons in that whoever you are, right, because we are not bodies with spirits. We are spirits with bodies. Right. So whoever I am is who I am on the inside. It's my whole spiritual self and my personality and my beingness, right? And whatever that is needs to be accepted no matter what package it's in.
Okay, all right. So here, now I'm gonna go a little deeper. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more. First of all, my feelings. Here's my feelings on it. Like Harley is saying, like, as far as feeling how you feel, to a degree where you're able to figure out your feelings and shit like that or whatever, and you make your decision, according. That's just what it is. I definitely believe that that's something that happens between people. It's understandable. And and you go by, if you're lucky enough to live your life however you choose to live it, that's perfectly understandable to me. I never ever question anybody's situation. Where I do start to question shit is, like we were saying, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
The problem is, I don't think everybody is in this complete mental state of understanding to say, hey, I know what I am. Hey, I think I am.
Hey, okay, there we go. Okay, I'm glad you said it.
Here's the problem. Because if you accept the fact that people can make these decisions consciously, and you can say, hey, listen, if you feel the way you feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
The first, let's just say this is just purely for example. Let's just say the first 10 kids on the planet that came out and said, hey, I got a penis, but I feel like I have a vagina, or whatever the fuck you say. I don't even know what to say. Let's just say those 10 kids came out and they said that. First fucking group of people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the reason why we got definitions and terminology. We have to be able to decipher the differentials and shit like that or whatever. But then you start digging deeper. But I feel mentally, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just can't understand it. I just feel this way. Right. And then people say, wow, fucking scratching their head. Like, oh, well, it was always a boy. It was always a girl. What the fuck is different? And then you say, all right, fuck it. That's literally what you're saying. Fuck it. All right, you feel that way? Well, I guess we got to understand that there are going to be some people who actually are born and they just feel like, yo, I'm in the wrong body. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm just not right. Respectable. This fucking shit just happens.
I feel tall, and I know I'm not tall, but I feel tall.
I got to finish this. I'm sorry. I got to finish this. But here's the thing. The problem that comes later is influence. And now it's not just the people who think that maybe really hard born in the wrong body. Now it's just the people who think that they're born in the wrong body.
They are, right.
Now, just because there's an option, same way where Democrat, Republican, like we were talking about, all the other shit, just because there's an option, the option can be selected. But the problem with, especially when it comes down, it's different when it's adults. When it's adults and you feel like I had this mentality my whole childhood, I felt some way, then you can at least have some ground under you to make a conscious decision with some wisdom behind it, at least a little bit.
Right.
But children are so easily modified and influenced, and that's why it's like,
children shouldn't be having.
Okay, this is. I'm scratching. I'm scratching my head on this one right here. Man.
Children shouldn't be having surgeries, but children also shouldn't be being shamed for what they believe. It should be like, I don't understand that, but then we're not going to change nothing about your body. I agree with
that. Yeah, and I feel the same way. Right. Because that's permanent decisions being made that and you're matriculating, you're trying to figure this thing out, right? So
that's wrong. But when you in my house,
or when it's structured influence, that's the fucking damaging thing as well.
That's the problem too. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's really weird. Sorry, Dre. It's really weird. It's really weird when you have the conversation, as long as it's not harmful, because things can be depicted way differently. Because if it's somebody who agrees with the way that the water's flowing, it's not harmful for them. But if it's somebody who doesn't agree with the way the water's flowing, it's harmful. It's harmful. So then you got to decipher what's harmful. That's fucking hard because everybody wants to be accommodated. Right. So now how do we figure out what's the best source to go for with the situation?
Be sovereign. Build your own villages. Be sovereign. Build your own villages.
No, because that's segregation. We already had that shit.
Segregation is the best thing for me. I want to be around people that want to
be around me. Yeah.
I don't want to be around people that don't want to be around me. I hate people that
learn nothing. Then there's no
don't want to integrate.
That's AI. That's Spotify.
I don't want
Okay.
new customs. I don't want my mind widened. I want to be individuals and live in Babylon.
Y'all getting
uh,
deep, man.
okay, real fast, real fast. Yes, I believe kids are very trying to find the right word. They are
Impressionable.
very easily to get a hold of.
Mhm,
Whether it's emotionally, through their
mhm,
mind or whatever. Just you know, but yes, I do agree with Brian in the sense of um it could be a sort of a double-edged sword, saying it to a young kid, like, look at, you could be whatever you want to be. You could be a boy, you could be a girl, you could be this, you could be that. But and it's just the way I think. I think we are already confused enough in a way, and I think us as adults, like I said, we have a way of getting into our kids' heads, whether it's parents or
mhm.
your workers or teachers or whatever the case may be.
Influence.
I just feel as though it's a lot of, how I'm gonna say this. I feel like, yes, you can be whatever you want to be, but I don't want to confuse my son that, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. If you want to grow up, you want to be a doctor, lawyer, whatever. But,
Mhm,
Dad, I want to grow up, I want to be a girl. I mean, like, I think that's a little, I mean, times are different now. And I
mhm,
don't want to be like, that's
It's hard.
impossible,
But that's why you
because
have that
it
It's
conversation
hard.
is.
because he
Actually,
started.
hard.
But
And
at
if
the
he
same,
started, you got to know how to have it. That's what I'm saying. When
right.
you
yeah,
get
yeah, you're right.
you
You're
wouldn't have
right.
that
And
conversation unless he started. You wouldn't just walk up
you
to him like, son, you could be anything you want to be, even a girl. No. But if you
Mm-mm.
say
yes.
anything you want to be and he said, well, can I be a girl? Then you have that conversation. Like, no,
Conversation, yeah.
I can be a boy, but
Mhm.
why do you ask that? And maybe that's kind of
And
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
explore,
yeah,
yeah, explore it.
I
yeah,
want
Gotta
to know.
dig.
I want to
yeah,
know
Gotta
but
why
then,
dig.
you understand it.
yeah,
But
yeah, it's deep
if
because
you
you
just like
get
shy
some.
away, then I'm gonna be like, nah, baby, I'm gonna let you go on and
Mhm,
chill out, relax.
Yeah,
you
But the
know.
you get,
I
yeah,
will
but
say,
now,
we
but
gonna pick
and
our path anyway. I was born in a Christian Baptist home. My mama had
Ooh, yeah,
water, and I
like
am.
real,
yeah.
real fast, like, like I said, just my belief in whatever, like whatever, you choose. It's up to you. I love
Mhm,
them all, but the thing is, I think it's a little bit, the options are there. The
mhm,
options are very, very high to where it's like, well, I can choose whatever I want to be, instead
mhm.
of the adult or someone, especially like your parents telling you, like, well, Johnny, you are a boy, we don't live in a, I mean, perception is reality, but we live in reality right now, and reality is, you're a boy now. In your soul you may feel otherwise, though, but
Right,
I think that's a way of, and it's just me, it's just a way of
yeah,
confusing the little ones, though.
okay.
This
I don't think
topic
it's
is so great
necessarily,
because people be so scared to talk about it.
it is,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Look
nervous
how
to talk
You're
about
right.
it
small
right
hearted
now.
Because,
I'm
yeah,
so nervous to talk about because
I
I'm trying
love
to say
how
the
you
you
right
just
don't want to
word.
be
You
offensive,
know,
okay.
right?
I know.
And,
I know.
and that's why I think that the idea here is the freedom of it. Because I
Yes.
think about that also in alignment of, you know, before we got Obama, there were no black presidents because, I found out some of them got some black mamas or daddies. But anyway, and stuff. So how does a 1950s parent talk to their kid when it looks like there won't be a black president because our system won't allow that, right? And they say, I want to be president, right? Is that impossible? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But in my eyesight and my mindset, and from what I know of the world, they ain't about to let no black man be no president. Do I tell my
mhm.
child that? Or do I allow them to explore the opportunity and let them figure out as time goes on? I don't know the likelihood of that. Or am I going to break the mold and get in there and do it? Right. And so
Yeah.
I just don't think we should stifle their minds or their spirits in any way, that, because a child who even says at a very young age, oh, well, I feel like I got a penis, but I feel like a girl. I'm gonna say, okay, cool. Is
You
that
wouldn't
I
something
dig
mean,
deep.
what could
You
you
wouldn't dig
say
like
to that?
super deep.
you know?
You would.
I
I would
really
dig
put
deep
it
because
to the
I know
child.
that.
Depend
I
on
know
the
that there's a
age,
lot.
For sure.
right?
Let,
I'm
let,
gonna
let,
ask you
let,
first,
let, let,
what's
let,
this to see if like, do you just like playing with girls stuff? You just like dolls? Because boys can like dolls, right? So explaining, because again, we're talking about world systems, right? And the when I was growing up, boys blue, girls pink, right? What the fuck if I don't like pink? So if I like blue, am I a boy? And so like putting those boxes around it, so it's the conditioning of that. So if I have a son who was like, well, I like pink and I like dolls and I like the traditional girl stuff, am I a girl? No, you're still a boy that like girl stuff, right? And that is okay.
I don't know. I don't know if he's anymore.
But maybe, let's keep growing and exploring and keep talking to me about it. Keep telling me what you're feeling like and all that kind of stuff. My youngest, considers herself non-binary, right? But feminine all outdoors, and stuff like that. And, and change the pronoun to they. I have, trouble with they, however, like I said, but you can like, you completely femme, like you like you are all girly, right? And stuff, and taking away that social construct of girl versus what you're really feeling like on the inside. When I grew up, I was playing with boys and so I was labeled a tomboy, right? Because they needed to put a label on this thing that was an anomaly. She liked playing football with boys. That's different, right? And all that. And so we have to put these labels on things to identify for our own brains and all that. But the same child also went through the phases of trying to figure out, do I like boys? Do I like girls? And one time she was like, I'm a lesbian. And I was like, no, you're not. She's like, you can't tell me what I am. I said, baby, just keep growing and keep discovering and keep, because I'm watching you watch boys and find them attractive. So that says to me that you're not a lesbian. You are.
That's the reason. That's the reason why these conversations right here are so.
But I allowed her to figure it out, though, right? She told me, "Don't tell her nothing." I'm like, "Cool, keep living," and all that, As she got older, she still like girls and she still like boys, right? And all that. She leans more toward boys now than she does girls, but she also has, because I give her that freedom when we talk about the things freely. She can come to me and be like, I'm started being the dudes, and like she only dated white people for a long time, and I totally was like, what's up with you and white people, and now she's like, Mama, ain't nothing like a black man can about you. I was like, baby, we different, but she had to discover that. If I had put boundaries on it, if I had restricted her, she'd have dated white people out of spite, white girls out of spite, right? But I allowed her the freedom to discover it herself and come to me and talk about the things freely, without shame, without judgment. Whatever it is what it is, right? And all that. And so now our relationship is fucking golden, because she could walk in my room right now and be like, I feel like I might want something. And I'll be like, which one? No, and stuff like that. It's just allowing them the freedom to grow into whoever and whatever, right? I didn't discover my bisexuality until I was like 25 years old, and stuff like that. That don't mean I wasn't always that way, but I grew up in a time where, like Y'all said, it wasn't an option to talk about. You didn't talk about that. Like, they would outcast you. And so that was, I didn't get to explore and discover that part of myself, right? I recognized it in my mama. My mama was best friends with this woman for a long time. I was like, I just feel like there's something more there. But that was nothing she could say out loud or discuss, because society says, don't you say that. Don't you dare.
Do you think do you think that part of that could have been generational? And that's why it kind of came off on you?
As far as what?
Just like seeing your mom's relationship with women, and maybe that was a different way that you interpreted it unknowingly, like where it could have been an influence as well.
As far as me being bisexual?
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
The way you just stated it, even with your description, I mean, that's kind of how I
felt. Because my mama said this was my best friend. They hung out and all that kind of stuff. I never saw them being intimate. I never saw any kind of thing that indicated to me that they had some sexual relationship. There was just something I felt in the inside that there was more to that relationship, right?
Yeah. Because kids because even though kids may not have all of the answers or even all of the understanding, they're still, especially in their early years of development, they're still picking up everything like a fucking vacuum.
Right.
They're sucking in every single thing that's being presented to them,
Right.
around them, words, their neighbors' words. Just like we said,
Everything.
you be on a
It's sucking
tablet,
over.
they be saying some shit, and you be like, damn, where the fuck you get that from? Because
Right.
they're consistently growing, and their brain is growing, and
Right.
they're forming, and everything like that. So that's why it's like, you know,
But
it's
you
like
feel like
said,
that might have
both of us,
influenced me being bisexual because my mama had that relationship that I felt like was. You feel like
I don't know. I don't know. My point is, I don't know if it influenced you or not, but my point is that's the reason why I would dig, because it's different when it's just this is what it is and that's just
right.
how it is, and there's not really a
Versus
way.
this is what I see.
This is what I see, so I know I have options. I said this shit a long time ago when you started seeing, like, an increase in women who were being more, intimate with each other, because at the end of the day, men, we're barbaric. We got our ways. We do our shit. We fucking pushing each other, whatever, smoking, whatever, and that's our shit. But women always had the fucking thing where they kind of, y'all can go to the bathroom together and talk about your feelings and stuff. It was culturally acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can agree with that. But it's easier for women to be more intimate with each other.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all already got that fucking boundary that's barely there.
Yeah.
So it's when the influence started to thrive, where it was like, hey, I like girls. Fuck men. We don't need that. I'm about to just try girl. Like, motherfuckers was saying. It was a statement.
Yeah, it sure was.
Because you were born as a feeling. It's because it was a learned influence. That was an option for you.
That's true.
And that's why I'm not saying everybody goes through it, but I'm just saying it's definitely there. That's a part of that's a part of it. Yeah. I feel the same way about like the way the direction is going now, whether it be fucking these celebrities wearing dresses, even when back in the day when Cameron and Dipset and them used to wear pink is real men wear pink. No, they fucking don't. Girls used to wear pink, and then
why they can't wear pink, Brian? Pink, that's that old.
Right now, here.
That don't make it feminine because he's not.
You can wear pink, but don't try to play with my fucking mentality like I wasn't growing up in this world and pink wasn't for girls forever. So
and entertainment in the entertainment world, whether it's Will Smith's son or Dwayne Wade's son or whoever it is, the entertainment world has a big influence onto us, our kids, and everything. Whether it's like Brian just said, oh yeah, real men wear pink. Well, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, like I said, now I don't want to, say nothing wrong. Now, pink is for whoever like pink, but when I was growing up, pink was for the girls. The girls wear pink. And that's what it is. All the girls over there, they got pink, and the boys over here, we either got red or we got blue or some shit like that, and that's just what it is, though. And I think along the way, the masses is using the entertainment and these celebrities to try to trick us and what's the word I'm looking, try to trick us, and also make us ignorant in a way that yo, man,
there are no
hey,
boundaries.
are you really?
There are no lines. There's no red line.
Like,
there's a lot. This
like
talk is too fucking deep, yo. Because, but I'm just saying, like, I know y'all, you guys are that's why I even presented it, because I respect the room. You feel me? I respect everybody's fucking personal situation. I'm not right. I'm just speaking my shit. And if y'all can argue me into having, oh man, maybe I can understand something better. That's why I even introduced the idea. But it's just, it does seem more like we're being programmed, like Harley was saying before about shit.
Absolutely.
We're being programmed to forget and to fucking just completely accept every form of mentality. Because here's the next step. Oh, me liking little kids is okay.
And they've tried it. No, they tried it because they tried to join the community. And I'm like, but it's not, right? And
everything's not acceptable, man.
It
can't be.
Because again,
man,
we talk harm. Again, when we talk harm, because
all it's gonna take is your favorite celebrity or your favorite, you know who is just say one thing to be like, you know what, hey, liking kids is all right because
right,
I do, you know, some shit like that. And now you
That
got motherfuckers out here just doing, you know, wild
yeah.
shit. Like
But again, that's where that critical
it's
thinking and
crazy.
that question everything comes in. Like just because somebody says it, is that okay? Because they said it, like
until
like
the generations
We don't.
pass, until the
Uh-huh.
generations pass, and it's been done too many times, and there is
and
nobody
then
to
it
have that
becomes
critical
and
thought
norm.
and
process.
then you know we don't want to think for ourselves. We don't want to be,
And
you
that's the
know,
thing. That's
humans.
the thing.
You know, we just look for
AI,
other motherfuckers to think for us, and you
Right.
know, let's go on Google, let's figure this out, let's do this,
Mhm.
let's just be us. You feel
indeed,
me? And not rely on other motherfuckers to think for
Right.
us. You feel
Right.
me? We are so lost as society, as humanity, to
Uh-huh.
where it's like the masses feel like they just got to come down and just feel like, oh, you know what? We got to think for them. We got to choose this. You know what? Let's
Right.
just make them
Mhm.
undecided and confused, and you
Right.
know, and just fuck up
Right.
everything. You know, and
But it's
that's
like
what I
even
if
meant
with
you're
when
not, if you're not, if
we
you're
started
not
the show, and I
strong,
said AI is the
mhm,
fucking is what's
uh,
programming.
You're
That's
right.
what I meant. That's
okay.
exactly what the fuck.
Yeah.
It's no longer our individual thought processes that are grouping the world. It's our
Hmm.
thought processes that we've all individually placed into the system that
mhm,
has manipulated our motherfucking intelligence,
mhm,
artificial intelligence,
Yep.
Right.
and they're distributing it back to the fucking world. And
Right. Right.
fuck,
Right.
listen. I love Beyond 11:30. I'm just telling y'all, these are conversations that
They
people
should
are
do.
scared to have.
Yeah, but you
This
need
Absolutely.
to have them.
You're
real
right.
shit.
Right, because that's part of that waking up process, right? And all, and I was even thinking like with clothing and all that, and that's why I say societal standard and norm is very dangerous
Mm.
because and considering back in the day when women wasn't allowed to do shit, right,
Mm.
or be in plays or anything like that, then men dressed up as women in the play,
Shakespeare dressed as a girl,
dressed as
drag.
right
You're right.
and stuff like that.
Entertainment.
In certain cultures, the what is it? Where they wear the kilt, right, and all
Yeah,
that
I'm
kind of.
Scottish.
You know, I
Yeah.
dare you to call it a skirt. They like it's a kilt, and
mhm,
men
Yep.
wear
Yep.
these,
I'm
right?
up for that.
In Africa, there are drapes and stuff that could be determined in American terms as a dress. That's
Cheeky.
their
And, yep.
traditional, outfit or whatever. That's their traditional garb, right? And all that. And so it just depends on what viewpoint, what lens are we looking through, right? And like you said, because we're being programmed, they're controlling the lens, right? So the third eye need to be open so that you can look through your spiritual eye and be able to see the difference between what you're being fed and what you choose to eat.
But
You
isn't it
know,
crazy
mhm.
that we're the ones who created it?
ain't that
Google
some
is
shit?
only Google is only if anybody doesn't know this, I'm gonna state this on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
fucking
Go
show right
on,
here.
break it down.
Google is only all of the fucking information
Uh
that
huh.
we've put into it.
Yeah.
It's all of the World Wide Web is all of
All
our
the
collective
Every
collective
brain.
paper,
information. Yes.
every paper we've ever written,
Yep.
every bit of
Everything.
research we've ever done. I
Uh-huh.
used to do book reports for books that I never even turned in. All
Yep.
of that is Google searches now.
That's
Yeah.
Google. That's
Absolutely.
Mhm.
AI. That's AI
Right.
or any other search engine, but it's all
It's
Yeah.
basically Google.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
have a theory that
it's
these people are AI made by made by an African scientist, and they overthrew us. That's the reason why
I
we're
could
where we
believe
are.
that.
That is
I could
that is
believe
like
that.
my
mhm.
heart. That is like my one conspiracy theory is these people they have no history, and that's why they're so angry all the time because
Yes,
they
I
don't
believe that
Mhm.
too. I
Hey
believe that.
man, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy, man. Real strange world, man. We are definitely living in. Okay, to close this episode, season finale episode out of episode 8 of Beyond 11:30, we're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play a game real fast. We're
Let's
gonna play a
go.
game of Would You
Got
Rather.
real in here today.
I like
Right.
it.
We're gonna play a game of Would You Rather. Now, this is how we're gonna do it. Each of us gonna have one question, maybe two, if you could come up
Mhm.
with two. But one
Mhm.
question, you can ask anyone in here, a would you rather question. Anyone, whatever question,
Mhm.
and whoever wanna go first, we can go.
Let's see. Let me
So
think. Let me think. Let me think.
my favorite would you whether is no legs or no arms.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
mm,
I'm gonna say no arms because I need my legs. I just need them. I can learn to
Well,
do on my toes.
well, I'm gonna say just purposely, just something personal. I'm gonna say maybe, you know what? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
Think about it. Yeah,
Cause
Dre, you got the
yeah,
option.
cause
Think about it
yeah,
now.
cause I'm like, you know what? I use my arms
That
more than anything than
then
my
thing, right?
legs. You
Right.
Yeah.
know, so I'm like, damn, if I don't have my legs, I mean, if I don't have my arms, I'm just stuck.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm gonna have to say
You got
no
a special
legs though.
situation
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
there.
say no legs.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would probably say no arms. I'll use my mouth and my feet like a
Yeah,
motherfucker, but
my
I gotta
feet
be able to
totally
move.
using my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with the same. I would agree with the same. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. All right. Question. Okay. I asked this question before on a couple of episodes of the podcast show. If would you rather walk in on your parents or have them walk in on you?
Mama, walk in, see
I'll
this
walk in on my
thing. I don't
parents.
want to
I'd
see
rather
that.
walk in on my
Ooh,
parents. I ain't trying to watch them see me
I'm not
walk.
trying to
Walking on
see
my
it. You
parents.
gotta see me.
I can
Uh,
dismiss it, but they ain't. I don't know what they gonna
Mm,
do
My
at the
thing is
same
this: you made me, so all you gonna do is like, oh man, put that away. You
mm,
yeah,
made me.
yeah. I ain't trying to walk in on my mom's though. Like,
time. I have.
I
You
ain't,
made me. You didn't
I
create
have.
I
eh,
my
heard
I
it.
haven't walked in
Yeah.
my
I
parents.
didn't walk in, but I heard it and it was loud and
yeah,
that was
like that's.
fun. And I was like, you all right? And I got
Get
older.
away from the door.
Oh shit, now I know what was happening. She was all right.
Like, oh man, nah. I'm gonna have to say,
Oh
I'm gonna
Lord.
have to say, walk in on me. You could be like, oh, all right, all right, all right, all right. I ain't know you was in here doing all that. You know, like walking in on them is a little bit traumatizing. You know, they, I don't know, I don't
Nah,
know.
I can't do it. I
After you
can't
walk
do
in
it.
on them and then you pass by, and it's quiet for the first 5, 10 minutes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like, damn, I don't know what should I say.
Right.
Shit, you know, should I ask her? Do I want to go to the store? Ask her, was it good? You know,
Right.
I don't
Right.
know.
Look, me,
That's
I'm
But
mama.
always.
You know what you
Yeah.
doing when you
Yeah.
made me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I feel
Dre,
that.
Okay.
I feel that.
I don't
All
know.
Right,
right.
Shanae,
My
y'all have a
mom
question?
tells me about
I got one.
her sex capades, so I don't know.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was like. Either
Yeah,
one would have been okay for me because my mama was kind of free with it
me
too.
about her sex life, and I'm like, I didn't know that I got this grown, but okay, let's talk.
Okay. Yes.
Hmm.
You would you rather a house, wait, a large house with no windows or a small house with all windows?
A small house with all windows.
Large house with no windows. I'll
I
open the door.
baby, I can't live without
I need that sun.
sun.
Insulation, right? Yeah.
And I don't like a
Mm.
lot of space. I don't like a lot of space. I sleep on the couch. The only reason why I sleep in the bed is because now I sleep with somebody who needs to sleep in the bed. My
Mhm.
whole life, I've only had sex in my bedroom. I sleep on my couch. I don't
Oh,
like a
wow.
lot.
Okay. It's that snuggle
Damn,
effect.
you know, like, me
Oh, I feel like
personally, I like
you
getting up.
should be a nomad. Like you just
Right, right.
That's
man,
what I want to do. I want to
Mhm.
get I want to get one of those buses and turn it into my
Buses, me too.
so do I.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So do
Mhm.
I. That's my dream right there. I
That's
want
my
when my
dream
kids
right
grow
there.
up, I want
My
that.
baby
I
made
want that for
18
real.
a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I could buy one of those buses.
Just
I would
go.
hire a driver because I don't want to drive it, but
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to
you know,
drive.
live wherever I want, just be a nomad. You know,
I'll be
I,
gone.
I work
Now, me
virtually.
personally, I don't know if I
Literally.
can have. I don't know if I can do without the windows because I like getting up. You know, especially if it's like sunny and nice outside. Like open up the blinds, having the sun come through or
Mhm.
Yeah.
whatever. But if I had no, windows in it, I don't mind going outside, except if it's raining or whatever. So,
Mhm.
uh,
How
I'm gonna
small
say
is
the small.
small?
Yeah, that's that. There you
That's a
go.
good question.
Is
That
it a
is a
bus?
Yeah,
good
If
question.
it's a bus with big windows, I mean, keep
yeah.
that
If it's like
shit.
a bus though, it's good. I mean, I'm all right.
We just all said we want to live in the
You
bed, and now all you motherfuckers talking about if it's the bus.
I'll chainsaw me some windows now.
Yo.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god, I adore y'all. Y'all have been my group therapy. Literally, y'all
Yeah,
have been my.
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
has been. All right,
Yeah.
I got one for y'all.
All right.
All right, this is gonna be a deep thinker right here.
Of course.
Right now, a man walks up to you. All right, he walks up to each one of you, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna give you an option. I'm gonna let you decide the career that you want to do for the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you will get paid very well, but you'll have to do this career for the rest of your life. You can choose whatever you want. or right now I'm going to give you $20 million. Which one are you choosing?
$20 million.
20 million.
I know what I want to do with my life, and it's not one thing. Give me more money.
Yeah, I like to have the option because I love what I'm doing right now.
Oh, my busting got some motherfucking spending.
I also need to
Don't
grow and do different things, right?
don't.
And stuff like that. So
Yeah.
It can be
Only
any
catch.
job can be anything that you enjoy doing. Anything.
Yeah,
but that
but I
also
think
can change.
once
Like,
you get into yeah, but
yeah,
that could change though. You could be doing
yeah,
something for the rest of your life, like
life,
just
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean that can go both ways. If
Anyway,
you take the 20 million though, some people could blow a 20 million in a couple of days or whatever, and if
ooh,
you
what you
choose the right
buying?
job,
Or
Mm,
invest
then
something.
yeah, if you
yeah,
choose
I'm
the
gonna
right
learn how to
job,
make that
then
20 million have some babies.
you can have more than that 20 million. You could double that 20 million.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
me, I guess probably because I thought of the question,
Mm-hmm,
I would definitely take, the career because I
mm-hmm.
feel like if I had something, $20 million, like you said, Dre, like it's gonna feel good to have. You're gonna pay this, pay that, whatever. Once that shit is gone, it's gone. Whatever investments you made, whatever
mhm.
mistakes you made, whatever
Right.
decisions you made
Mm-hmm,
spontaneously could affect you. But if you were able to select and say, "Hey, listen, I want to do a podcast for the rest of my life," that's my shit. If I
right.
can do this, hey, once a week I want to do a podcast for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
You
I want to
could.
watch. I want to play a video game for an hour every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Got to think creative.
Yeah.
I want to eat dinner. I want to eat dinner. I want to be a video for. I want to record my dinner for the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
5,000 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would definitely come up with something,
Yeah.
and then
I think for
maybe
me, I
play
already
some.
I believe in my brand so much. Give me that 20 million because I'm finna turn that bitch into 100 million. And
Yeah.
y'all,
Yeah.
I'm about to go to the Mark Rubin party. Come here, give me my all white. I
Right.
think that's because I believe in my brand so much. Like I'm gonna
Right.
fight.
Hey,
Yeah.
Like
hey,
I
that's
do.
what's
Like
up.
same thing, like with me, like I enjoy being a therapist, but I love this podcast thing, but I also love speaking. And I like there are so many parts of me that I enjoy in the career realm. You know what I'm saying? Like mental health is my jam, period. Right. So whenever I'm talking about it, right? And stuff
Mhm.
like that. But I I love talking to my clients and all that, every day. But like I need something different sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so, which is why I do this stuff. And of course, it's education. It's part of what I do, but I could not lock and because my career that I do love so much, it can be taxing and it's emotionally draining because I care, right? And I can burn out and stuff like that. And so after a while, I need to switch it up. I need to do some different things. Yeah.
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 There's some jobs out there. I just don't know how people,
Yeah.
It's a gift.
bro. Listen,
I was made because I don't think if I wasn't made like this, because I know people that jump into therapist jobs and stuff like that, and they're like, because I can do all you do is talk to people all day. No, that's not all I do.
Nah, it's not.
That's not all I do. It's
Mhm.
getting people together.
911 dispatchers and
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh yeah, that. Oh.
cops and
Mm-hmm,
EMTs and
mm-hmm.
listen, bro, it's a lot to stomach with. I mean, you're
Yeah,
you're literally taking the job home with you mentally. I don't fuck how.
that's
Oh,
what
I
I'm about
just
to say.
turned
Yeah,
my brain off. No, you don't. There's no way
no,
to
you
turn
don't.
your brain off. You see
Absolutely.
something
Right.
and you have to
You
live
take
with
that
that shit
in,
for your
right?
life.
Yeah. There's that trauma that's
Mm,
connected to the other things, and
yeah,
like yeah.
Yeah.
petitions.
Yo, man. You right. Definitely, definitely. Yo, man, this has been a wonderful, wonderful episode, man. Look at it, man. This is awesome. Always awesome. Always a great vibe. Vibing with you guys, man.
When season two start?
Season finale. Say it again.
When season two start? I'm ready.
Yeah, Dre, you might have shorted yourself on eight
I
episodes.
know
You
8
better
I
episodes
think
was
I
not enough.
think I
a lot
did.
of shit.
We
I,
got
I
we
think
gotta
I
make
think
it
I
together
did.
for you, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I did eight, and the reason why I said eight because it was supposed to have been 8 episodes the first season, but I
Okay.
wound up just doing five episodes. So it was an accomplishment just for the show itself and for me to do more episodes than I actually did the first
Okay.
season.
Well, you
So
Yeah.
I
succeeded,
think
my brother.
yes, I made it to 8 episodes.
Stepping it up.
So
Mhm.
definitely season three might have 10 episodes. So
We won't see.
when Beyond 1130 will return, I will definitely keep everyone in the loop and let you guys know. So like I said, this definitely been fun. Before we wrap it up, man, anything you guys have to say? Anything you guys want to
I want to,
shout out
I
before
want
you
to,
go?
I want to shout this out on this same topic that we were just on right now. Listen, I don't know everybody in the room. I ain't trying to bite or nothing like that, but we do enjoy this. I actually do enjoy this as well. Like I've heard Harley say, "This is her therapy. This is my therapy." I go on Harris's show, and that's my therapy. It's added on extra. But I want to give a proposition for you guys. Dre, you
Okay.
got 8 episodes of Beyond 1130. I got a show I do called Live on the Line that I haven't done in like a month or so since the year started. Um, just put it out there. Hey, y'all watching too. Like, if you guys want to come on, all three of you guys, all four of us go, and we can replace, give Dre a break, and I'll take over, and we can
All
do live
right.
in the line and just bring
Yeah,
up topics and stuff like
I'm
that.
ready.
Let's
Send
do
me
it.
the
Let's
Amazon
do it.
link for sure.
Hey
I'm
man, look it. That's what's
Y'all
up.
down? Y'all
Yeah.
down?
I'm
We can
down.
figure it out.
I'm down. I'm down.
Hey man,
So,
that's
I
what's
have
up.
Bring back live in the line.
I've launched my new listening app because the old one was sold off, but I think the new owner has it, so I might be able to get my last withdrawal because that was like $300, and they just didn't talk to me about that.
oh wow.
But
Yeah,
my new listening platform is called Belay, spelled Belay, and I'll give Dre the link. It's just a space for you to come to talk. I have a call for when people want to come and practice Swahili with me because I'm learning.
Oh, what?
Yes, I'm learning Swahili. So I have a call set up for talking Swahili for 10 minutes.
Cool.
And then I have a venting call set up. And then I have text messages set up. Some people want to vent, but they don't want to talk.
Talk. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Well,
Hey, man.
I am still working on my FTBS podcast. Drake will help me learn how to do some video editing and all that kind of stuff. Brian Ike said, whatever help you got to give me too. All that. But FTBS podcast should be in about 30 days. And Even Empowerment, my company, is also working on an anxiety group. So it's going to be a closed group, 10 sessions. Get in and learn more about anxiety and how to deal with it, in a healthy way. The no bullshit style, as of course, we won't play about the bullshit, and if anybody is looking for speakers, I am available. And my boy George Brooks is also available.
Period.
Awesome. Definitely. I appreciate you guys once again. Definitely make sure you tap in, subscribe, check out everyone. Amazing content. The links will be down below after the episode, man. And like I said, beyond 11:30, we're definitely will be returning soon. I'll keep you guys updated in the loop. The 11:30 podcast show is back. It returned yesterday, Wednesday. Had an amazing guest, Cliff White,
Yeah.
who was
Great
from the DMV. Thank you. He's from the DMV area, from Maryland. Spent over 20 years in prison. Came home, started a business. Some great stuff. If you haven't already, definitely check out the episode. I appreciate it a lot. And other Yes, thank you. Other than that, you guys, this has been wonderful. Season finale of Beyond 11:30. Talk Pro Wrestling returns this Saturday. Make sure you definitely, like I said, go subscribe and tap in and check out everyone content. But for now, you guys, it's time to say goodbye. Just for now. But like I said,
We'll
Beyond
see us again.
11:30. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
from for myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wells, my guy Harley, my guy Brian, and wonderful Harley and Chanel. Yo, been amazing. Peace.
Yeah.
We out, man. Thank you guys.
Night, y'all.
See y'all. Good night.
Peace.